and welcome to another video. So, in today's video, we are, I'm just wanting to get you guys caught up. I have not been on here in a little while, and I just want to let you know what's going on. So, you guys know I've been actively planning this RV um, move, and I feel like I've been in this mode forever. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm very frustrated with that. So about 2 months ago, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, let's get this party started. So um with that being the case, what I decided to do was I went to a company, Georgia RV Outlet. Um They were supposed to I can't remember what made me choose them, but I went to them. I applied for financing through their website. They have a select few um RVs on their property that you choose from, right? Went through the process of that, and I was not approved for financing. So that's that. Um, you know, I will be honest about this. I guess I didn't sit down and plan things out the way I needed to. That was the first mistake that I made. I didn't look at credit in a way that um I have fixed income. I have income every month. Um I have been moving around a lot, which took my cost structure up. Me and my daughters had issues. No, me and one of my daughters. Literally, one, two. In the last year and a half, we've had 3 to 4 car accidents. I really was only in one of them. I say we only because my car insurance was involved, so that's been an issue. Then certain things started to happen that took my cost up. And so I started using more of my credit cards and different things like that. And it's like a series of unfortunate events has been happening. So then to kind of coup de grace all of that, I throw on top of all of that the fact that I am trying to make a RV purchase and move into that. Now, the one thing I did try to do is make the purchase in the Georgia area so I would be close to where I would actually be living, which is middle Georgia. Um, so with that being the case, um, I was denied for approval there. I contacted RV Outlet, I think it's called. That is in Texas. Didn't ideally want to deal with a company in Texas just because of the fact that it's in Texas. And that's not somewhere I plan to live. Also, I do not have a truck that can pull an RV right now. So with that being the case, um, I didn't have anything to pull it. And then again, the coup de grace of all of that, they did not deny me at all. They said that they can finance literally anybody. But because I'm purchasing in Texas and I would be living in Georgia, I'm assuming this is why, um, just the way that he stated it, I would be purchasing um, to live in Georgia, so I would need $6,000 to $8,000 down, and I don't have that just sitting in the bank. So that's one of those justice. delayed, not denied situations, but it still leaves me without an RV today. I've had a lot going on in these last 4 months. So, with that being the case, in my mind, my goal is you can always live in an apartment, you can always live in a house, you can always do whatever. But what I have to do is put myself in a position that um, I can make sure that I always have a place to stay. And so I am kind of like wanting to hurry up and get an RV because even if I'm not living in it, I'll still have it. If I'm moving from one place to another, I'll still have it and all the things. Now, what I don't have that I definitely should have um, is I should have had I guess, things I should have had things in a way that, okay, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do that, kind of written out step one, steps two, step three, and then just implement. That's usually how I do things. So, being that I'm not doing that right now, that's kind of tough because it leaves me feeling kind of disheveled and unorganized. So, that's something that I do have to think about. Um, Hold on, y'all. I'm letting everybody know that I'm live. So, where does that leave us today? I need to reassess within the next 2 days. Tomorrow's a holiday. Um, my primary work that I do is just running my YouTube channel. I have not done a video today, did not do a video yesterday. Definitely should have done one today, but emotionally, I'm just not in a doing a video type of space. So I'm doing this live just to kind of get you guys abreast and updated. I have not been on here in a few days. Obviously, it is important as a content creator that I keep you guys updated of where we are. My intentions moving forward from this day with this channel is that I need to look at some RVs. Um, there's a place here in the Arkansas area, car lots here even sell RVs. So I want to go out to different places. We look at RVs, we talk to them about financing, as we do a live on their property. And then we talk about, resources that may be available for people who have marginal or unique credit situations. So that is what my intentions are for at least the next 30 days with this channel. It is to regroup myself, um, talk to a few places, get more educated about the buying process when it comes to RVs with people with unique credit situations. And we talk about how to make these things happen. Now, one way to make it happen is to go to RV Depot in Texas and have enough money. I'm gonna say at least $3,500 that you can put down, especially if you're local to the area. And you probably leave that day with something. They don't do credit checks, they do none of that. So that's kind of that on that. Um, so that's one thing. Um, the other thing is I find it interesting. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't go to a major RV brand to apply there. Maybe I should have just to see what they say. Another thing I need to do is number one, pay down my credit cards all to at least under 50%. Number two, make sure I don't have anything because I have debt. I pay it every month. But just make sure everything is looking okay on that credit report. Make sure I don't have anything past due. Um, and be better at putting money back. Um, I started a 52-week savings challenge at the beginning of the year, but to be perfectly honest, uh, I haven't even been putting the money in the account lately. And then um, what was in there, I spent. So we're going to get back to doing that. Hey, everybody coming in. So number one, we have RV Depot. With RV Depot, what I'll do is probably do a series of shorts every time I get us a good place. We'll put up a short giving details on purchasing with bad credit. That's going to be my focus on this channel. Obviously, if you got good credit, you don't have to worry about it. But that's what we're doing. So for me, with my credit, I need to pull my credit, my debt to income ratio under 50. Start paying off stuff and have at least within the next couple of days when I do go to try, maybe try again at somewhere else or try different places, I need to have at least $3,000 that I can put into this purchase. Now, I talked to a place in Hot Springs, Arkansas, MOIX RVs, I think is the name of it. They said in the Arkansas area, in order to purchase an RV, you need about a 600 credit score. 600 credit score will get you into an RV, money down and pretty much whatever you want, long as you ratio right. Now, most people purchase RVs for recreational purposes. I mean, more and more people are starting to get them for living primarily. But when I thought about the idea of staying in an RV, I thought of it because it allows me to live small. It allows me to not really pay much. But really, when you look at trying to purchase an RV with a unique credit situation, which is what I'm calling bad credit, um, you're not going to be paying 100 or $200 a month for your RV. You're going to be paying more. So that's one thing to consider. That's number one. Number two, um, you need to make sure you have money put back, and be credit ready to purchase. But you also are going to have to find a place to put that RV. If you're going to be in an RV park, you're looking at anywhere from 400 to 600 a month. So you're paying 400 to 600 a month to where you put the RV, and maybe 200 to 300 a month for the RV. Once you hit 900 to $1,000, that's a one bedroom apartment. So that's something that you do have to think about. My whole goal was to bring myself well under that. I'm gonna be honest. Now, the ideal thing for me would be boondocking. But for me to boondock, I've done the research, I've watched the videos, and from time to time I do plan for us to look at other people who are living the RV life, maybe boondocking. Most people that boondock, they have solar panels, they have a power station, and then they usually have a generator. With the solar power station, and generator, they're able to run everything in their RV except one thing usually. And that one thing is the AC. And let's be honest, when you are in an RV in the summer, you're going to need that AC. I don't care where you are. Now, I stayed in an RV in Georgia. It wasn't last summer. I think it was the summer before last. That was a good experience in that RV. Keeping the door closed, that thing was freezing in there. So it was definitely able to be done, but we were on what they call shore power. You need to be definitely able to have the ability to run your AC 24/7. Now, how could you boondock and run your AC 24/7? You're going to have a portable power station with at least, I'm going to say 3,200 watts or more that you can plug your entire RV into and you can run it. But as soon as you turn that air conditioner on, you might get a good 3 to 4 hours running it off of that 32 to 3600 watts. I would definitely still have a backup generator that will give you, and that's a gas generator, that will give you the ability if you need to charge your portable power stations or to run the RV when you don't have anything else available. Because, once you got the gas to do what you need to do, you're good to go. So, um, that's that on that. Now, what else is there? For me, um, to boondock, I would want my minimal of a 3,000 watt portable power station. I would want at least 800 watts of solar panels so that I can consistently be charging. Another thing I'm going to want is a um portable do it yourself power system, solar system, right? My solar system would consist of me having um 8 to 1200 watts of solar panels. I would want two batteries, at least 2 to 300 amp hour batteries on this system that is always um being charged and staying charged. And so I would run my RV off of the um normal RV battery first because most RVs have a battery, right? Once that gets low, I would want any of these power situations to give me at least 4 to 6 hours of daily power. I also would want to have at least one full battery of backup. And then I would want to have my solar being able to bring in, I really want a minimum of 800 watts um, in solar panels. I want ideally 12. Uh, I would want four 300-watt panels if possible. That is affixed and can always pull me that. But then I would still want, because I have two 100-watt panels that I already have, I would want them so that if I do need to back up or to charge any of my smaller power stations, I have two 600-watt ones, and I think I have one 300-watt one. But whatever the case is, these are the things that I would want to be able to boondock. That would allow me to feel comfortable enough that I can be in my RV and do whatever. Now in the summer, I probably would want to always stay in a RV park from probably April to September of every year. I would want to be stationary and always on shore power. And then after that, if I want to move around and do whatever, I would do it the other months to kind of maximize the ability to run my RV off of um, shore power. Also, with that, that takes away that $400 to $600 a month that you are having to pay out to be in the RV park. That way you can rely off of solar. You just have to be able to fill your water. For me, I probably will have a sanitary company come in, empty the tanks 2 to 3 times a week and fill my water. So that would be the only thing I would pay outside of the mortgage on the RV. So no, I just said a lot. So, but I hope you were able to get it. If you have questions, you can definitely ask me. But um, living in the RV, my budget would be, I'm gonna say 1,100 a month. That's what I would pay in my RV park and the cost of my RV. Now, I have a regular car right now. So whatever I buy would have to actually be delivered to me at an RV park. So only once I take my car, trade it in, and get a truck would I actually be able to move my RV. So with everything that I've just said to you guys, which I know is a lot, I do apologize, but it just made me kind of think maybe you should take and kind of change things. Now, again, when I first thought about getting an RV, it was so that I can move around and go from one location to another because I have a gambling channel and I would like to go to all the 50 states and, well, I'm gonna say 48 continental states and or states and gamble. Whether it is going there to do scratch off gambling or going there to a casino. This is a goal of mine. So to be honest, I'm here in Arkansas. I should already be utilizing this. Um, but I have not. I have not really taken advantage of being in the city with a casino. So that's that on that. But anyway, um I have not given up my dream. I have just decided that I need to take a different approach at this. I need to go around to different RV parks. I need to get more inundated with the financing process while on at the same time I'm taking the time bringing down my debt to income ratios so that I can improve my credit score. I need to pay things down like I said, with things that have been going on in the last several months, it's just taken me to a place that financially, um, I've spent quite a bit of money. And I've depleted my savings and I have um utilized a lot of my credit cards and things of that nature. So it's time to work on fixing that. So doing those two things at the same time will definitely help me with financing. And now this is financing without help. If I don't necessarily want a cosigner, so that is the goal. And also, I would like to create a series of videos that help people who would like to buy an RV with challenge credit. Here in Arkansas, I have seen a couple of lots that have RVs that they sell. Do you have an RV type of financing situation, or do you have a type of financing situation to where you are going to be paying a note like a car? RVs, depending on the cost of $20,000 RV, the monthly payment on that, if you have decent credit, should be no more than like 100 to 150 bucks. When it comes to more expensive ones, obviously the situation is different. But whatever the case is, that's what you're looking at. Here's another thing. When it comes to buying a house, if you have a low credit score and you want to buy a house, another option is putting a decent amount down. Let's say the house is 100,000. Putting 20% down on $100,000 house, you should be able to get financed by a subprime lender. And so there must be some numbers that you can work with an RV. So I want to see if that's possible. So that's something that I want us to do. So stay tuned for that because that is something I'm going to be working on. And then we are going to start going to a couple of places trying to get more education when it comes to this situation. So I'm going to conclude the video here. Like I said, I just wanted to give you guys a little knowledge about this purchasing an RV with unique credit circumstances. Um, yeah, I mean, that's the easy of it all. What do I need to have an RV and be able to stay anywhere? RV or a van? Because it's really the same. Um, I would need a generator, a gas generator, that is at least 2,500 watts. I would need, for me to be comfortable, I would need a power station, portable power station that's at least 3,000 watts. And then I would want a backup, do it yourself, power system that has two batteries that's at least 200 amp hours and that will have at least uh 8 to 1200 watts of panels. I would want one of those 200 amp hour batteries to just be backup. So that's me having these two, having a solar power, uh, what do they call it when it's a solar power system? That's what I'm gonna call it, solar power system. So I would want a solar power system with a total of 400 amp hour batteries. I would want my 3,000 watt portable power supply. I would want the regular battery that goes with the RV, and then I would want a generator. That is what I feel I would need to comfortably be in an RV and be able to live on or off grid. Now, if you're off grid and you don't have someone, because most people that live in the RV, they do their own tank emptying. I don't want to do that, which is crazy. You want to live in an RV, chick, but you don't want to do most of the stuff that they do in the RV. How do you do that? I got all of that worked out, and we'll talk about the rest of that later. But you're gonna always have to have a way to empty your tanks. You're gonna to have a way to keep your water full. So if you have those things worked out, you can live in a RV or a lot of people do van life now. Um, I haven't really looked into that, but buying a cargo type van, emptying it out and turning it into a self-made um, van to travel in might be a better option for me because when it comes to buying the cargo van over trying to buy an RV that's considered a recreational vehicle, I might do better. So if you guys have any advice for me on that, let me know. Let me know how you feel about that. Let me know um, if you think it's a better option. What that also does is put me in something that takes me away from needing to buy a something to pull my travel trailer. And um, it allows me to do my traveling to the different states to gamble. You know, it kind of takes away a financial liability that I'm creating by having an RV because buying an RV initially, I cannot drive it until I get something to pull it with. So that may be something that I need to look into or talk, about instead of doing an RV initially. Maybe once I've done most of my traveling to the different states, maybe at that point, I can say, oh, this is when I go and decide what am I going to do permanently. Am I going to still get an RV to live in, or do I now decide to just go ahead and get me a, conventional home? So that's something that I'll think about down the road. But I think that I pretty much was giving you guys an update. The update is I do not have secured financing for my RV right now. That is something that I'm still working on. We are going to put more effort and research into having unique credit situations and purchasing. We've discussed briefly here what I would need in order to be able to comfortably live in an RV on and off grid. when I first get it, I would go on grid and I would be there. They say when you first buy an RV, just that when I say they, I mean from my research I have gathered, you should not immediately start trying to pull the RV just because you need to learn the RV first. Secondly, you need to learn how to pull it and drive with it safely. Make sure whatever you are driving can pull it the way it needs to. So those are a few things you really have to consider. So those are things to think about. But I think I have discussed with you guys in great detail what needs to happen, where I go from where I am, uh, giving you guys an update on the financing, and that we're going to start doing video series on this channel looking at RVs. I don't have a set RV other than the 1805 Keystone or the I think it's the 19 uh Coleman. Um is it 19R or something like that? I can't remember. But whatever the case is, I still want it to be 20 feet or less. And I still don't want to be over 15,000, 18,000 max in cost. That's just not where I need to be. And this is supposed to put me in a position that my cost structure is less and I don't have to put out a lot of money there so I can turn around and take that money, pay debt down, things of that nature. So that's the idea there, as well as allow me to travel and live out this dream of Gambling America, which is a series that I want to do on my gambling YouTube channel. So that is where I am. That is what the update is. If you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate in asking me. If you guys live the living on wheels type of lifestyle, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know, what adversities that you um, had to deal with when you were preparing for this lifestyle and how you overcome them. And also, excuse me, if you have any tips, please let me know that as well. All of this is new to me, so it is kind of overwhelming. I will say that. I'm doing all of this with while I actively have a diagnosis of major depressive disorder. So that already makes things tough for me, but I'm not a quitter. And this is finally me, uh, a empty nester with no one to take care of but myself and a disabled vet. That's who I am. And so with that, I am living my life. So that's all I have for you today, guys. I am going to see you again shortly when we plan what our next video is going to be. I think I'm going to go to one of the car lots that I found that finances. So I want to go. I want us to walk through the RVs, check out the RVs, and then ask about how does the financing work at a car lot with an RV and what do they do when it comes to unique credit situations. Give us an example and let us know what minimally we need when we approach, because when we approach, we want to be ready to buy. So stay tuned for that video, and I will see you guys in the next one.